and devoured them. The rest is history. And the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of burning sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet had been thrown. They will be tormented day and night forever and ever. The devil doesn't want you for any other reason than to be the enemy of God. And every time someone is in his camp, they are enemies of God and they need to be reconciled with God. Last time when I spoke about Moses in the desert and how he was like that over the Israelites, holding his hands up, yeah? And every time he had his hands up, the Israelites were winning. You know that in the Bible it says about lifting hands, holy hands? Yeah? Remember that? I think I've got it. Therefore I want men, this is Apostle Paul, I want men everywhere to pray, lifting up holy hands without anger or disputing. I'm not being Pentecostal here. You know, we say, oh, only Pentecostal puts their hands up. If I raise one hand, it's a sign of aggression. Remember David, I will not raise my hand, singular, against the anointed of God. Cain raised his hand against Abel. And many times it says that God raised his hand. It's a sign of aggression. But whenever it talks about us lifting hands, and it says in many places, it says about plural, lifting holy hands. What do you see? Yeah.
Jesus at the cross.
The image of the cross. What else? If I say, Edward, point a gun at you, hands up. Surrender. A sign of surrender. Communism had on in its manifesto, the fist, victory. You see tennis players looking at the other guy and going like this. Yeah, I won the point. Victory. Supremacy. Power. One hand, That's aggression. Two hands, I surrender. I surrender all. I surrender all. Except my contemporaries, they sing, I surrender 10%. I surrender 10%. Yeah, I surrender a little bit. Surrender. Soldiers in a war, when they surrender, that's how they walk. You surrendered. And believe it or not, Christ was like that on the cross. He surrendered everything. He had nothing more to give. Remember, he emptied himself. He said, look, nothing here. I gave it all up for you. And if we are to be crucified with Christ, what does that look like? I know that sometimes I myself feel uncomfortable being here. You know, it's not part of my culture. It's not part of my background. However, it's biblical. Maybe one day I'll get there. Maybe one day I'll... Not that I would feel judged by you. You're wonderful brothers and sisters. You know, you would understand. It's me. The problem is here, that I somehow don't feel free. But that's okay. God knows that I surrender everything to Him. And He knows when I don't surrender everything to Him. No neutral ground. Total commitment. That's why it says in so many places, reconcile with God. It's time. It's time for all of us to be reconciled with God. it's a little bit more than I'll give you my life, or I give you my heart. That's only part. That's why it doesn't say that. But when we surrender all, we're giving it all. It's not just my heart. It's not just my mind. It is not just part of me. It is not everything but my pocket. It's everything. I surrender all. And that should be our attitude, which was the attitude of Christ Jesus. Anything short of that, we are part of the other camp that eventually will go to war against God. So either I am in the camp of God or I am an enemy of God. Is that clear? If it's not clear, and I tried very hard to explain it, if it's not clear, you can always drop a phone call or talk to me, because I really wanted to present the importance of the reconciliation to God. Manasseh reconciled with God. And thank you, Brother Victor, for such clarity. I didn't know what you were going to say, but it goes well, because it's about reconciliation. A lot more than saying, oh, I'm sorry. Reconcile with God. May the Lord have mercy on us and bless us and save us. And remember, if you're going to lift one hand, it's a sign of aggression. Two hands is a sign of surrender. God bless.